Picture a captivating array of succulents, each more intriguing than the last, gracing your outdoor space. These vibrant plants, with their unique shapes and textures, have become a staple in modern gardening. Why, you ask? The answer lies in their inherent charm and resilience. Succulents are renowned for their ability to store water in their leaves, stems, and roots, a feature that allows them to thrive in arid environments. This characteristic not only contributes to their low-maintenance appeal, but also to their fascinating variety of forms. From the plump round leaves of the Pachyphytum to the intricate rosettes of the Echeveria, there's a succulent to suit every aesthetic. But their allure extends beyond their physical attributes. The diversity of succulent species is truly astonishing, with thousands of varieties hailing from different corners of the globe. Each species brings its own unique charm, adding to the rich tapestry of a succulent garden. With such resilience and beauty, it's no wonder succulents have taken the gardening world by storm. Like characters in a play, each succulent has its own role to perform in your garden. Selecting your succulent champions requires both an understanding of your garden's conditions and a dash of research into the specific needs of potential plant candidates. Consider your climate. Succulents are typically sun-loving, drought-tolerant plants, but some species fare better in cooler temperatures or partial shade. So, whether your garden basks in the sun's glory or is tucked away in a cooler, shadier nook, there's a succulent that's just right for it. Next, assess the sunlight exposure in your garden. While most succulents thrive under bright indirect light, a few, like the Haworthia, prefer lower light conditions. Remember, too much direct sunlight can cause succulents to become sunburned, leading to unsightly brown patches. The soil conditions in your garden are equally important. Succulents favor well-draining soil, which prevents water from lingering around their roots and causing rot. If your soil retains too much water, consider improving its drainage by adding coarse sand, perlite, or pumice. Lastly, take the time to research each species' specific needs. Does your chosen succulent need regular watering, or does it prefer periods of drought? What temperature range does it tolerate? Armed with this knowledge, you can make informed choices that set your succulents up for success. Selecting the right succulents is the first step towards creating a thriving garden. Designing a succulent garden is an opportunity to unleash your creativity. Indeed, every garden, every arrangement tells a story, and your succulent garden is no different. It's the canvas upon which you paint with textures, colors, and forms. Let's begin by considering the two primary design aesthetics for succulent gardens: minimalism and lush jungle vibes. In a minimalist design, less is more. Here the focus is on a few select succulents, each standing as a statement piece. These gardens often incorporate rocks or sand, creating a zen-like atmosphere that allows each plant to shine. On the other hand, lush, jungle-style succulent gardens are a celebration of diversity and abundance. They're packed with a variety of species, creating a rich tapestry of colors and textures. The key here is to ensure that each succulent gets its share of sunlight and space to grow. But how do we arrange these plants for maximum visual impact? The answer lies in understanding three simple principles: height, color, and texture. Succulents come in an array of shapes and sizes, and leveraging this variety can create a dynamic and visually pleasing garden. Place taller succulents at the back of your garden or in the center of round pots, with smaller ones in the front or around the edges. Next, think about color. Succulents span a rainbow of hues, from cool greens and blues to warm reds, oranges, and purples. You might choose to create a monochromatic garden or mix and match colors for a vibrant display. Lastly, texture. Succulents offer a wealth of textures, from spiky to smooth, round to rosette. By combining different textures, you can add depth and interest to your garden. As you design, remember to take your time and experiment. Move plants around, try different combinations, and see what speaks to you. After all, the beauty of succulents lies in their diversity, and there's no limit to the combinations you can create. Remember, there's no right or wrong in garden design. It's all about expressing your unique style. So, take a deep breath, unleash your creativity, and let the magic of succulents guide your way to a garden that truly reflects you. Proper planting and care are crucial for your succulents to thrive. Let's start with the soil. Succulents love well-draining soil. A good rule of thumb is to use a mix of 3 parts potting soil to 1 part coarse sand. Some gardeners also add a bit of perlite or pumice to enhance drainage. Now, let's move on to planting. Dig a hole deep enough to accommodate the root ball of your succulent. Gently remove the succulent from its current container, shake off excess soil, and place it in the hole. Fill the space around the roots with your soil mixture, pressing lightly to secure the plant in place. Space your succulents according to their size and growth habits. Some succulents love to sprawl, while others grow tall and narrow. Alright, now that your succulents are in the ground, let's talk about watering. Succulents are desert dwellers, so they're used to dry conditions. Overwatering is a common mistake. Instead, aim to water your succulents deeply but infrequently. Wait until the soil is completely dry before watering again. Here's a pro tip. Use a watering can with a long spout to direct water to the base of the plant, avoiding the leaves. Wet leaves can lead to rot, which is a surefire way to lose your succulent. Remember, succulents are sun lovers. They need at least 6 hours of sunlight each day, but be cautious of scorching. If your succulent's leaves start to look sunburnt, provide a bit of shade during the hottest part of the day. And don't forget, like any other plant, succulents need nutrients to grow. A balanced, water-soluble fertilizer applied once at the beginning of the growing season can do wonders. Remember, succulents are tough, resilient plants. They don't need pampering. What they do need is good soil, the right amount of water, plenty of sunlight, and a little bit of food. With these tips, you're well equipped to provide the best care for your succulents. Even the hardiest succulents can sometimes encounter issues. No need to fret though, because in this part of our guide, we'll be delving into the common problems your succulent garden might face. We'll also provide solutions and preventative measures to keep your garden healthy and thriving. First, let's talk about pests. Succulents can be a buffet for certain critters like aphids, mealybugs, and snails. If you notice tiny bite marks or a sticky residue on your plants, it's time to take action. Non-toxic insecticidal soaps or neem oil can help combat these pesky invaders. Next up, diseases. Overwatering can lead to fungal diseases, causing your succulents to rot. If your plants look discolored or mushy, it might be due to overwatering. The solution is simple. Let the soil dry out completely between waterings and ensure your garden has excellent drainage. Speaking of overwatering, it's a common issue for many succulent gardeners. Remember, these desert dwellers are adapted to dry conditions. They prefer a good drink every now and then rather than small sips daily. If your succulent's leaves are yellowing or dropping, you might be overdoing it on the H2O. Again, the solution is to water less frequently and make sure the soil drains well. By staying vigilant and addressing issues promptly, you can ensure your succulent garden remains vibrant. With the right care and a little bit of love, your succulent sanctuary will thrive, providing you with a captivating display of nature's beauty. Now let's dive into the exciting world of succulent garden design ideas. Creativity is the soul of gardening, and when it comes to succulents, the sky's the limit. Whether you're working with a sprawling backyard or a tiny balcony, there are countless ways to arrange these versatile plants to create a garden that truly reflects your personal style. One of our favorite methods is the vertical garden. Imagine a living wall of succulents, a tapestry of different colors, shapes, and textures. This is a fantastic solution for smaller spaces, and it's a real eye-catcher. You can use a pre-made vertical planter, or for the DIY enthusiasts among you, why not repurpose an old pallet or a picture frame? Next, we have the charm of DIY planters. Ordinary items can become extraordinary succulent homes with a little creativity. An old boot, a teacup, or even a book can be transformed into a quirky planter that gives your garden a unique touch. The key is to ensure proper drainage so your succulents don't sit in water. Consider creating succulent arrangements that play with height and depth. Use a multi-tiered stand or stack different-sized pots to make a captivating mini succulent landscape. For a whimsical touch, how about a succulent fairy garden? Incorporate miniature garden furniture, tiny houses, or even a fairy figurine to create an enchanting world within your garden. Finally, don't forget about the power of color. Succulents come in a wide array of hues, from deep greens to vibrant pinks, icy blues to fiery reds. Arranging your succulents by color, whether it's a gradient transition or a bold color block, can make a stunning visual impact. Remember, these are just ideas to spark your imagination. The beauty of a succulent garden is that it can be as unique as you are. Don't be afraid to experiment, mix, and match, and most importantly, have fun with it. With a bit of imagination, the possibilities for your succulent garden are truly endless.